Hi everybody, so we just talked about the first John Wick movie. Now we're going to talk about John Wick Chapter 2. This one was also directed solely by Chad Stahelski, and it really shows in this movie that they wanted to take it up a notch, which they do. And I do actually think that this one is just slightly better than the first one. I think that they make it a little bit more high octane, a little bit more engaging, and they just improve upon it. And a lot of the action is very, very entertaining. There's some surprisingly funny moments in it. The supporting cast, once again, is great, with new additions such as Ruby Rose and Common, and they are very good in it. It's not something you really expect from those actors, but something that this franchise has shown is that you can take these actors you don't really expect to be super physical in a movie and make them really badass. And they are, and it's very entertaining. Now, the second movie is about John Wick wrapping up the first movie. At the beginning of the second one, he goes and he gets his car that was stolen from him in the first one. And then after that, he has an old friend from the hitman life that comes back and asks him to help him fulfill a job, since he took a blood oath to do it. And apparently the blood oaths that they have in their series are unbreakable, and if you deny a blood oath, he has the right to kill you, I guess, which is what his friend tries to do. He blows up his house and everything, and the rest of the movie is about John Wick actually doing that job just to settle things or square things. And then once the villain, the friend, which I don't know how to pronounce that actor's name either, it's Italian and I can't I don't want to mispronounce it because it's just going to sound bad on my part. He betrays him again, ends up putting a hit on his head. So a good chunk of the movie is actually of John Wick trying to get back to the villain and kill him, or get him to take the hit off his head, because you see a bunch of these assassins coming out of nowhere while John Wick's trying to get through a city and just attacking him. And it's really entertaining. You see an assortment of different kinds of people and the different way that they function, which is something that the second movie does really well, is they actually expand upon this little underground world of assassins and hitmen, and you see it in several different cities, such as New York and Rome and a couple different locations. And it definitely has a higher body count than the first one, which isn't something that you should necessarily be looking for in a movie, but the way they do it is very entertaining. You hear this legend or this myth throughout both of the movies that John Wick killed 3 men in a bar with a pencil. And you actually see him do that in this movie, where he kills 2 men with a pencil, and it's really brutal, it's violent, but God, it's entertaining. And that's pretty much what this franchise is. It's just very entertaining. Now, the negative for this movie is going to be the same one as the first one. Its rewatchability is not fantastic, even though you can watch some scenes from the movie on YouTube and be entertained by that. Watching the entire movie several times gets a little bit dreary. That being said, it's still a very entertaining movie. It still maintains the take it up a notch, and it's still one of Keanu Reeves' best performances that he's given, because he's great in the role. So for John Wick Chapter 2, I'm going to be rating it a 9.0 out of 10. I think it's slightly better than the first one, and I like the trajectory of this franchise, and I'm really hoping the third one is about the same. And we'll see. I'm going to see it tomorrow. I'm going to upload these videos before I see it tomorrow, and just wait to see what the third one's like. Like and subscribe, and get ready. I'm excited.